This might be the rarest Secret Lair drop ever, and I was lucky enough to get it. At MagicCon Atlanta, Wizards of the Coast quietly held a secret event where the prize wasn't just any promo, it was an entire Secret Lair Dandân deck. That's right, the full 80 card deck, complete with brand new art and an exclusive playmat you literally can't get anywhere else. And today I'm going to open it up, show you everything inside, and talk about why this could be the coolest way to play Magic you've never tried. If you've never heard of Dandân before, it's a fan-made Magic format that uses a single 80 card deck so both players draw from the same library. The main strategy is manipulating the top of the deck so that your draws are good and your opponent's draws are not as good. The format actually started years ago by a guy named Nick Floyd under the name Forgetful Fish before evolving into what we now call Dandân, named after the classic blue creature from Arabian Nights. It's been kept alive by the community ever since, often as a travel-friendly format people bring to conventions. Now, for the first time ever, Wizards has officially recognized it with this Secret Lair Dandân deck, making this little community gem a part of Magic history. Alright, so this is everything that I got at the event in Atlanta. The Secret Lair deck here, Secret Lair Dandân. And then this mat, this play mat I got that came with the event as well. It is dated here, MagicCon Atlanta has the dates. And then we've got the Secret Lair foil here, foil writing. This mat is a lot thicker than some of the other play mats that Wizards have sold. It's got a nice stitched edge. I don't know if this mat is going to come with the Secret Lair once it goes on sale later this year. This one for sure is dated, so I don't know if it's going to come with maybe a plain mat like this. I'm not sure. But what I do know is you will get this deck here, and I'll go through what's inside here. So we've got the black and gold deck box, like most Secret Lair decks. Then inside, actually before we get inside, I wanted to talk about, so I started to put together a Dandân deck as I was going through my collections. I started setting cards aside. So this is the original art for Dandân. This is a Chronicles printing. This one's super off-centered. The original printing was Arabian Nights. So this is the only creature that's in the deck. These are just the two of the ones that I had set aside as I was going through my collection. But this is what is in the Secret Lair version that will be available to buy. I believe they said it was going to be on the Chaos Vault later this year sometime. I don't know when, and I don't know the price. So this is the insert it comes with. Comes with a little history on Dandân. Tells about some of the rules with Dandân, how to play, a little strategy here, and then it says here that both players, if this is like your first time playing, you should start with this hand, each player. So got this on one side. Got the art from Memory Lapse on the other side. This is the new art that's in the set. And then we've also got a couple life counters here with these are foil life counters, and it's got the same art as what's actually it looks like the opposite art of what's on the playmat. So they combine to make a new image, and they go up to 40 for some reason, even though Dandân you start with 20 life and there's no way to gain life in the deck. I'm guessing they had they just use the same standard 40 life wheel that they use for all the Secret Lair commander decks and whatnot. But here's the heart of what is in the deck. This is the main creature, or the only creature in the deck, Dandân. It does have two separate arts, which I'm not sure is a good thing in this deck, because part of the strategy is for you to manipulate the top of the library and draw good draws, make your opponent draw not so great. And it's also a lot of the strategy is knowing exactly who has what cards when. So say my opponent tries to cast this Dandân and I counter it with Memory Lapse. Okay, it's going to go onto the top of the library. Well, the next turn, let's say they play this Dandân. Then I know that that's not the same Dandân that they just drew, so I know that they've got another Dandân in the top, in their hand. because this is the one the art that I countered, and they've just played a different art. So that's part of the strategy with this game, and having the different arts on these cards kind of messes with that strategy a little bit. So these two cards and the islands are the only cards that have different arts on them. But let's go through the rest of the deck. We've got new art from Memory Lapse. This is a foil new art. We've got 8 copies of Memory Lapse in the deck. And then we've got new art for Accumulated Knowledge. This is also foil. We've got 4 copies of Accumulated Knowledge. We've got Vision Charm with foil new art. We've got 2 copies of that. So everything besides the Memory Lapse, the Accumulated Knowledge, the Dandân, and the Islands, there's 2 copies of all those cards in the deck. And so every card that isn't foil and new art is going to have this retro frame on it. So we've got 2 copies of Predict retro frame, 2 copies of Unsubstantiate, 2 copies of Metamorphose, 2 copies of Crystal Spray, 2 copies of Brainstorm, 2 Remote Isles. We got 2 Sevelionite Temples, 2 Lonely Sandbar, 2 Halomar Depths. And so this Secret Lair did come with 2 bonus cards. The bonus cards being Mystic Sanctuary. So this is, I don't know if they're going to do like they kind of did with the other Secret Lairs with the bonus cards, if we're going to get different rarities of the bonus cards, but this is what came in this deck, the Mystic Sanctuaries. I don't know if we're going to get like a Blacker Lotus situation like in Deadpool, or the gems from Sonic or whatever, but these are the 2 that I got in mine. So so that does come with 82 cards, 2 of them being bonus, the bonus Mystic Sanctuary. What I did was I pulled out 2 islands and replaced them with the Mystic Sanctuary. So now we've got our islands, which are a little special. They make up a panorama, and hopefully I got these in the right order. So we've got a 4-card panorama with the islands, and they do go in collector number order. So we've got 2144 through 2147 in the islands. So the deck does come with 20 islands, so you get 5 sets of these 4 islands. So again, with the issue of the different arts on the cards and knowing what's in your opponent's hands does come into play with the islands too, not just the Dandans. So we've got, like I said, 20 copies of that, and that was the original. This is all the cards were in the original deck that Nick Floyd designed, and then Wizards of the Coast took it up on themselves to change the deck, and these are the cards that they added or replaced that Nick Floyd didn't have in his original list, which I'll link to that original list and a little of the history. I think it's a like a PDF that he put out a while ago. I'll link to that, so you guys can decide how you want to play this format. But here's the cards that Wizards included in this Secret Lair. We've got 2 Control Magic, 2 copies of Capture Jingzhou, which I think, so the original cards from Portal 3 Kingdoms are a couple $100. I think we did get a reprint in Commander Masters, which I think those were hovering around $30 or so. So if you got $60 right here in these 2 cards, these are going to probably carry most of the weight of the deck, or carry most of the value of the deck. The Dandans are probably the second most expensive card in this deck. The rest are all pretty much commons and uncommons. But anyways, we got 2 Mental Notes, 2 Chart a Course, 2 Telling Time, 2 Days Undoing, 2 Surgical Bay, 2 Hunted Fengraph, and then 2 Magical Hacks, which also are foil and new art on these as well. So that's the Secret Lair Dandan, 80 cards, 82 cards with the bonus Mystic Sanctuaries. We do have the insert, which tells you a little bit about the format, and we've got the 2 life counters. But honestly, I believe for me, the mat is the best thing about this Secret Lair. So there you have it. That's the Dandân deck, the Secret Lair deck. It should be available here later this year through the Chaos Vault Secret Lair website. I don't know when this is going to go on sale, but I did get this in MagicCon Atlanta. So if you're looking for an excuse to go to a MagicCon, this is the kind of stuff that you can expect at MagicCons. This cool stuff that you can get before it's available to the general public, and that's why I love MagicCons. So that's the deck. We got new art on a lot of cards, the beautiful art on these Dandans, beautiful art on this playmat. Like I said, I don't know if the playmat is going to be available with the Secret Lair or not. For sure this one won't because it's dated, but we'll see. So there it is, the Secret Lair Dandân deck and the exclusive playmat from MagicCon Atlanta. This might be one of the most unique ways Wizards have ever supported a community format, besides Commander of course, and I'm thrilled to finally share it with you. Now I want to hear from you. Should Wizards make more Secret Lair decks like this for other fan formats? And would you play Dandân if given the chance? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this look at one of Magic's most secretive releases, hit that like button, subscribe for more Magic content, and always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.